Welcome to the Secular HubCast. I'm Jesse Gilbertson. Today I'm joined by Chauncey Williams. Chauncey, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here.
Glad to be.
I wanted to start off the conversation by talking about the Secular Hub, what kind of building it is and what kind of organization it is.
All right.
Can you tell me about that?
Sure. So the Secular Hub is a physical meeting space that we rented not too far from downtown Denver, and it provides a space where secular people and secular groups can come, participate in activities, get involved, meet each other, and sort of build and develop community.
Okay. And how about the organization? Can you kind of describe how it's organized and what its function and mission is?
Yeah, so let me tell you a little bit about the history while I do that.
Sure.
The Secular Hub was started by about 20 individuals who each contributed $1,000 of seed money to open the doors here. And so those folks pitched in, and in those early stages, a board formed that would do a lot of the work of opening the doors and actually paying the rent, doing the hard work needed to actually bring this to fruition.
Okay.
And so right now we're run by a board of about 7 members, and we range from about 7 to 9. We might go above that.
Okay.
But right now it's largely board run, and we also have a lot of support from community volunteers.
Okay. And what's your role on the board?
My role is the board chair right now.
Okay.
So
you're the big man.
I'm sort of the big person.
Okay.
It's a 1-year term. Board terms are about 2 years, but officer positions are 1 year. So I'm serving my 1-year term best I can.
Okay.
And going to hand off to somebody in about a couple months.
Okay. Oh, so your term's coming up.
It is.
Okay.
Yep.
Got you just in time then. Cool. So it's a nonprofit organization, obviously.
It is. Yeah. It's a 501c3 nonprofit.
Okay.
And so we're registered with the IRS, and contributions to the Secular Hub are tax deductible.
Okay. I like that. Tell me about the location, where you got it in town, and the building itself. How's the space?
So the location is, I think, about a couple of miles northeast of downtown Denver.
Okay.
So it's pretty central as far as the Denver metro area goes.
Mm-hmm. Right on the light rail.
Right at the end of the light rail route, so it's got easy access for people who don't have cars or who do.
Sure.
Let's see. I don't know the dimensions of the physical meeting space, but we can seat about 80 in here when we just have chairs set up. And we also have tables where if we pull them all out and put some seats around them, we can probably seat about 40.
Okay. Yeah. I've been in here for several meetings for Thanksgiving and for other things like that.
Mm-hmm.
You can pack quite a few people in.
I
don't know what the dimensions are. It's like maybe a little basketball court or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. And we've also got a front office. We've got a little conference room up front that can fit about 7, and we've got a kitchen so that we can host dinners and meals and whatnot here.
Right. Yeah. Cool. So you were talking about the history a little bit. Were you around? At the opening?
So the Secular Hub formed about 4 years ago, and I think I probably came on about 3 years and 10 months ago.
Okay.
So I came on a little bit after the Secular Hub started.
All right. Nice. What brought you in?
So to give you a little bit of history about me, I used to live in Houston, and living there, most of the folks I knew were people I knew from work or people I knew from school.
Okay.
But I realized probably about 5 years in that almost everybody I hung out with was a secular person.
Okay.
And so when I moved out of Houston, I decided, why don't I just sort of cut through all the BS and go straight for where I'm going to end up anyway, most likely, and try to find secular people to be around.
Okay, because you were just sort of, naturally selecting non-believer types to hang out with.
Exactly, yeah. And so when I came to the Denver metro area, I got on meetup.com and looked for secular organizations. And so I found the Denver Atheists, I found the Freedom from Religion Foundation, the Humanists of Colorado, and this weird thing called the Secular Hub. Mm-hmm. And so I came in for some events. I got active, volunteered at the Colorado Secular Conference, and just got to know the place and got to be comfortable with it and join the community. Got to really be a part of the community here.
Yeah, very cool. The space itself is pretty cool. I enjoy being here, and it's very nice that it's specifically for the use of secular people and secular groups.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of work goes on here?
Excuse me. So one of the things that's probably the bread and butter of the Secular Hub is events. We have events that are, for instance, science lectures. We have community events where people just come and hang out and meet other people and break bread together. Yeah. We have events where we go out and volunteer for the local community. We do outreach. So it varies. But it's really about bringing people together to do things that are meaningful for us.
Okay, cool. So as the chairman, do you help set policy? Do you help, like, what kind of role do you fulfill?
Sure. So for the Secular Hub right now, our board is also largely the key sort of workers. So a lot of our board members chair the different committees and groups that make the hub run. And so as the chairman of the board, I'm sort of both managing the board itself and also partially the executive director, just making sure that the hub itself grows and to the best extent I can, trying to see that it thrives.
Good, yeah. Okay. Can you tell me about some of the groups?
Sure. So as far as the groups that comprise the hub and that do its business, we have a number of committees. One is the events committee, and they put on a lot of the special events that we have here at the hub. So we have coffee and community every Sunday where people can just come and hang out. We have a work study from the hub day on Tuesdays. We have a movie night every Thursday. But we also have big speakers who come out. And so about once a month or so, we try to get a science speaker out or somebody to talk about secular issues,
okay.
Or somebody to talk about other things. So that's events. We've got an outreach team. We have a membership committee that focuses on the well-being of our members and getting the word out.
What about outside groups? Because those all sound like they come from within.
Yeah.
What about other groups that come out? Like, where are they located and how do they use the space?
Gotcha. Yeah. So when the hub formed, that was one of the big things, is that there were a lot of disparate groups across the community that they didn't have any sort of binding agent. And so the Secular Hub helped provide that for them, a meeting space where they could share resources, where people who have common values, even if they're in different groups, could come together. And so some of those groups are the Freedom from Religion Foundation. We have a local chapter here. The Humanists of Colorado, they're a chapter of the American Humanist Association.
Okay.
We have a Free Thinkers in AA group that meets here. So, if you are dealing with substance abuse, a lot of the programs that are out there have a religious component to them. But the Free Thinkers in AA provide a place where you can come and get that support without being proselytized to.
Okay. Yeah. How useful is it to have your own space and not have to use, out some other location where you just go and visit? How useful is it to have your own place?
Well, I think it's a great benefit. One, you almost always know where things are going to be. You don't have to oh, shit, where is it today?
Yeah. A stable location so you know where to go.
Yeah, stable location. You don't have to worry about values conflicts, which can come up sometimes. So,
okay.
But prior to having the hub, people were meeting in church basements, which can be fine, but it also can be a little touchy. There can be some issues associated with that. You don't have to necessarily worry about the problems with meeting at a bar. I mentioned we have a Free Thinkers in AA group bar. Not the right place for that.
Yeah, and it's noisy and distracting. And
exactly.
They expect you to buy something to hang out in
right.
Here you just come.
Yeah, here you just come and hang out.
Yeah.
And it also permits us to make the space our own. We've got the banner up. We have quotes on the wall that are secular in nature. We have a storage area downstairs where we can, for instance, keep our little grabbers for when we do street cleanups.
Oh, sure.
It seems minor, but that's one less thing that people have to carry around in their cars, and which just was sort of a logistical challenge.
Okay, got it. All right. So, Chauncey, what do you think the future of the Secular Hub is?
So I want the hub to be a place that every secular person in the Denver area knows about.
Okay.
There are going to be those people who, upon hearing about it for the first time, are thinking this is the thing that I've always wanted. There are going to be those people who think, I didn't really know I wanted it, but this is kind of awesome. And there are going to be those people who are like, it's not for me right now, but I'm glad that this place exists for other secular people to be a part of.
Okay. I mean, for me, I was definitely seeking something because I had left my religion, and I was feeling kind of disconnected, and because all my friends were from that religion.
Yeah.
So, or people that I'd known forever. It was one or the other. I hadn't met a lot of new people who weren't part of that group. Mm-hmm. But since I've come in, I felt really welcomed. I felt like I fit in really easily in here. And since that time, I've brought in a few people, mm-hmm. and some of one of my friends, Jenny, she's into activism, and there's people organized for that around here. So I kind of know what you mean. I was the person who was looking for it, and then my friend was someone who didn't know they were looking for it.
Yeah,
you know, so
exactly. I think we want to be a place for all folks like that, and certainly a place where someone who's leaving a community that was important to them, that was integral to their lives, can come and find another community that can do many of those same things.
Okay, yeah, it's important. Those basic needs, like it's a human need to want community. It's not a religious thing or a secular thing either. Okay,
exactly. And it's important to me that, excuse me, that we be relevant as an organization, as a community, to our members' lives, to the community around us. You know, we do street cleanups and the like.
Okay.
We be a part of our broader community, and that we be relevant to just the conversation.
Okay. Are there specific initiatives? Are there people here who do that? Or is that? Go ahead, please.
There have been some things in the past, and hopefully some things coming up. So to give you an example, we've got something called the Free Thought Exchange, which is an event where we go out into churches, and we speak about what it means to be a secular person. It's just an opportunity for open, constructive dialogue.
Right. Okay. I can see how that would be useful, but it could also be, I mean, it's just to facilitate the exchange of ideas between people.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think more communication is better in that circumstance. And then as far as like, where do you see the hub going in the future? Like, do you have a plan for growth for that sort of thing? I mean, I know you said earlier your tenure as chairman is almost up, but as far as like the community, the group, do you have is there a vision for how you want it to go?
Gotcha. So hopefully, as an organization, we'll grow. So right now let me ask you this: is it something that's talked about commonly amongst the people here, like growing? Like, you know, is that something people are thinking about, or is it just kind of like the next event, or what? I think it's more. I think for the average person, it's more the next event. But we're also doing some work to try to get more hub members involved in thinking about not just the next event, but the community as a whole, what shape it's in, where it should go, that sort of thing. So right now we're having quarterly meetings where we have a discussion topic to get people thinking about those things.
Okay.
And it's something that the board definitely thinks about.
No, yeah. Oh, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Well, good. What do you think of the podcast? What do you think it means for the hub?
I love the podcast. So I'll tell you that when it first started, I was like, I don't know if it's going to be the thing for me or not. We'll see. But one, I love that it's member-led. We've got a lot of energy around the podcast, a lot of people who really are enthusiastic about it. Yeah. I was looking up some statistics the other day on podcasting, and it continues to be a growing medium for people to communicate information.
Sure.
And one that people increasingly like to listen to. Also think it provides a good voice for our secular community, both to members and the community itself, but also a voice of secularism for the broader public.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm hoping. I'm hoping there is a large variety of voices, people who want to get involved, people who want to say, if you want to be involved, if you're in Denver, come visit. You can check us out at secularhub.org. You can find us on Meetup. That's how I got involved.
Yeah.
That's how a lot of people I've talked to recently got involved. It's just so convenient. And that's where the most up-to-date information usually is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like the way to go. It seems like I want it to be as democratic as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I want people to be really involved. I think
absolutely.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
so.
Good.
Well, I think that's all I've got for you.
All right. Thank you, Jesse. Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, cool.